What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in, guys, to the Baltimore Ravens 2026 schedule preview and predictions. Ashley Priyanka, Seth Douglas is in the building, and myself, Reeks Tamburo. Appreciate you guys for tapping in, man. This is going to be a fun one. Ashley is a Ravens fan. Seth and I just so happen to be Pittsburgh Steelers fans, so we're going to be pushing back a little bit on this Ravens team. It should be some fun here. Glad you guys are joining us. Ashley, I'd love to ask you as a fan, though. You were one of the few years ago when I met you that wanted Harbaugh out of there. And I remember back in the day, I was like, Ashley, you're crazy. Like, what are you talking about? And then as the years went on, I think you proved to be right there. Jesse Minter is the guy now. How are you feeling as a fan going into 2026 after that painful miss in Pittsburgh?
Listen, the smile has not been removed off of my face since I got the notification that John Harbaugh has parted ways with the Ravens. I have been calling for this. I want to say 6 years at this point. I have been seeing the same exact outcomes every single season. I was almost beginning to think Lamar Jackson's talent was being wasted away by John Harbaugh. So I couldn't be happier. In a strange turn of events, Tyler Loop missing that kick was the best thing that ever happened to me as a Ravens fan, because that meant 17 years of the Harbaugh era was over. If you follow me on Twitter at Alleged Ashley, you would have seen that I baked a cake to celebrate John Harbaugh being fired. That's how ecstatic I was. So as long as Tyler Loop doesn't continue that trend on into this season, I feel very confident with Jesse Minter and just with this healthy, hopefully returning Ravens team.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes of the offseason was the Ravens owner when they asked him, hey, if Tyler Loop doesn't miss that kick, are things different with Harbaugh? And he said, yeah, I fired him next week. So, I love that. So they were done with the guy anyway. Obviously, we've all seen hey, we're the freaking New York Giants. All right, we're the New York Giants. Oh my God. Everyone's like, oh my God, bro, stop. So anyway, you get rid of Harbaugh. Let's bring Seth up in here, guys. Let's get going on this schedule prediction because this is going to be a fun one. Mr. S&D Sports Media, give him a follow as well. But you guys, we are getting on in here to this schedule, and I think it's a relatively interesting schedule, to be honest with you, because part of me wants to say it's kind of an easy schedule, I think. But the other part of me, obviously, it's AFC North, so I can't get too deep into that easy schedule when you talk overall league. So anyway, let's hop on in here to week number 1. We got the Ravens at the Colts. Question marks right now around the whole Daniel Jones situation at quarterback. It sounds like if he's not ready, they're going with the kid, Anthony Richardson, who, by the way, if you've ever watched this show, I don't even think should be in the NFL. He shouldn't even be a third string on any team. He's that bad at football. But anyway, I need a break of talking. So I'm going to turn this over to Seth. My man at the Colts, how we feeling?
Sure, this is about to be a blowout. Give me the Ravens in an easy win, unless if the grace of God gives Jonathan Taylor some superhuman powers like we've seen over the past, or last year, let me say it like that. Over last year, going for like 200 yards plus. It ain't happening. Give me the Ravens to get it done.
Ashley, how we feeling?
In the past, the Ravens have had a couple suspect starts to their seasons, week 1 flukes here and there. A few years ago, I was just talking to Seth beforehand about this. A few years ago with the Raiders, that loss, this last season with the Bills, we don't have Harbaugh blowing leads anymore. So I am very confident in the Ravens that this is an easy win to start the season against the Colts, especially with so many questions in the air about the Colts' health. I just don't feel it.
All right. Well, I'm not going to be that guy that goes down a rabbit hole about why the Colts could compete here, because I'm the last guy to do that. We have people on the Sports Forum team who'd be like, oh, what are you guys talking about? It's Colts all day. No, it's not. I'm right there with you. Ravens start 1-0. Lamar Jackson should have his way. I know they've historically, potentially, you could say they start a little bit slow, but I think the Bengals kind of own that thing, so I'm not going to put that on the Ravens. So anyway, we're moving on through here. 1-0 for Baltimore. Then the home opener, Saints at the Ravens. A lot of people right now talking about this Saints team. If you guys didn't see it about a day ago, Brian Breezy sounds like done for the year with a bad injury, so that's a brutal start to their season. I don't know. I'm not as high on the whole thing. Tyler Shuck better than everybody thought he was going to be a little bit, but let's pipe down a little bit here. They can win some games. I think they're right around that 8-win ceiling is about as good as it's going to get. So at home in Baltimore, me personally, I'm going Lamar Jackson. Seth said this is going to be a beatdown week 1. Should be a beatdown week 2 as well. Seth, what are you doing?
I think how you alluded to the Saints or the people giving the Saints a little bit of hype. I am on that hype train just a little bit. I think the Saints team is going to be very dangerous in their division. I know we're not talking about the NFC South right now, but that division is up for grabs, and do not be surprised if they end up winning that division this year. But, of course, it is the Ravens all the way in this game. But it may be a little bit closer than what people think. And I would like to pose a question to the panel real quick. What do we think this offense is really going to look like under the new Jesse Minter regime? Like, I know he's brought in a couple new pieces on the offensive side of the ball and I believe a new offensive coordinator, if I'm correct on that. So I just want to see what everybody's take is on the new offense.
I'm going to let the Ravens fan go.
Well, I'm going to start with, I think both of you guys are being really nice to the Saints and that division because up for grabs, sure.
It is up for. Hold on. I know this is not the Saints show, and I'm pretty sure we got that coming up in the article coming up. But the Saints actually look really good on paper, and I know it's paper. Paper does not play on the field, but on paper they got some pieces that I really like, and I think that can take advantage in that poor mud hole of a division we call the NFC South.
But see, the problem with that is that I think all of the teams in that division look relatively okay on paper. And I think that since they're all playing one another twice a year, I think that's really going to be where it decides who is dominant in that division. And I just don't see one team sticking out. But certainly if I was going to just blindly pick, I'm not rolling with the Saints. Like, I think they still have a lot of work to do. I think that they have some young pieces that have potential there, but I mean, even when we're looking at last season, I think the Panthers were deceivingly good last season, and I think a lot of people are kind of overlooking them just because they haven't been one of the flashier teams or one of the teams that has had postseason success. But I'm going to go with Panthers. Maybe Falcons, maybe Saints can creep their way on up, and it might be back and forth, but I really do think the Panthers look like the best team in that division. And I think you guys were a little too lenient on the Saints, especially Riggs. I thought Riggs hated the Saints.
Hold on. Before you go, Riggs,
No, hang on. What did I say nice about New Orleans right there? I kind of said pipe down. They ain't that good.
Hold on.
All right.
Before you go off, Riggs, I just have two questions. One, Ashley. So you're off the Bucks completely because I believe the Bucks are the favorite in the South right now.
No, especially me being somewhat in the Tampa Bay area. No, I'm not writing them off. I just think that they're losing a couple of pieces, and if they really haven't met that playoff window of success with Baker Mayfield being their guy, I don't know that they could get to that point, especially when the Saints have a younger team, the Panthers have a younger team. Like, there's just a little more potential there. I haven't written them off because I know they have the success and experience, but I think we can all agree it's not going to be the Falcons either.
Oh, yeah,
on paper, they look all right, but the Falcons are the Falcons.
I can't stand them either. They're a bunch of frauds.
That was my question. Go ahead, Riggs. Go with like your best.
Well, first of all, at least Atlanta has a up-and-coming quarterback in Michael Penix, who at times I've really liked. They have Bijan Robinson, who is easily a top 3 running back in the NFL, arguable where you want to put him in that big 3. So they at least have a couple stars on their team. Dude, the Saints don't really have a star. And if you call Tyler Shuck a star, we have a problem. You got Alvin Kamara's old ass a star. You need to call him down.
You have Travis Etienne. You still got Chris Olave when he's not concussed.
I'll give you Etienne, but that ain't no star. Let's pipe down a little.
Olave still a star when he's not injured and not catching hospital
when
balls.
He's not injured. Yeah, he can't stay on the field. Okay, next.
Who else? I mean, I
who's
think
better? Who's better, Olave or London?
They're the
I'm
same.
gonna go London.
I think they're the same to me.
Pick one, Seth, because you're about to say Olave better than London. So you feel me?
Just a little bit.
Okay. Anyway, I got to interject in this conversation really quickly, just because I think you guys are both tripping. I think it's Bucks all day, and I don't think it's very close, to be honest with you. We got Baker Mayfield pissed off about this whole contract situation. They waited long enough. They tried to give him 2 years. He wanted around 50. He wanted a longer deal, around $4 million, 4 years, $50 million a year is about what he wanted. He didn't get that, so he said, "Cool. Well, we're done talking. Don't hit me up now. Don't hit me up in camp. Don't hit me up week 4. When we go win this division and we go to the playoffs and we're doing all this, this is going to come back to bite you in the ass when I make you pay me a lot more next year." That is an angry, ready man right there. What?
I said I agree with that point, but that defense is still very bad. Like, that defense doesn't reach the expectations that we think that they should over – what was it now? The past 3 years, they've done this instead of this.
Yeah, I still trust the coaching staff, though. They actually have really good defensive coaching, which is interesting that their defense has struggled so much, because their coaching department is good. That's what I'm saying. So, like, the potential's there. The Panthers, they're fine, but they gave their star running back, Rico Dowdle, to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Shout out to the Baltimore Ravens. They finally gave us a running back. So we have Rico Dowdle. So in my opinion, the guy who kind of like got their whole thing going last year is gone. I don't really understand that. Bryce Young is Bryce Young. Let's not act like there's anything about Bryce Young that he is what we don't think he is. He is exactly who we all think he is. He's not horrible. He's far from good. And that's who he is. He's not going to win the big time games. He's not going to, he might have a couple moments, but that's about it. So overall, I do agree. I'd say, Seth, potentially the Saints are up there competing for it, but the Falcons, Saints, and Panthers to me are all the same, and the Bucks are just the best team of these 4. But anyway, now that we've gone down that rabbit hole, let's go ahead and get back into this one here. Saints at Ravens. I went Ravens. Ashley went Ravens. Seth, what are we doing? All right. Sweep it. Ash, you got anything else here?
Yeah, I was going to say, Seth did ask me a question that I just completely didn't answer. I derailed the conversation, so that's on me. He asked what I think the offense is going to look like for the Ravens with all of the new coaching staff. And let me tell you guys something, because John Harbaugh, nobody ever saw it from my perspective, from my lens, and people thought I was just so harsh. I was a hater, whatever it may be. We never experienced any type of different success throughout the seasons, regardless of who he brought in. It didn't matter if it was Greg Roman. It didn't matter if it was Todd Monken. It didn't matter, because John Harbaugh's ego was up here. And then it didn't matter what any other offensive coordinator had, what they brought to the table, whatever they suggested, he overrides everything. But he's not a play caller. So it made no sense. My problem is that Ravens are run first. Always have been, really, especially with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. There's no reason why it shouldn't be run first. But John got it in his head, and then his other old-ass coaches would get it in their head too, is that we're going to outsmart them. They're going to think that we're going to run Lamar. They're going to think we're going to run Derrick Henry. And guess what we're going to do? We're just going to stop everything that's working and just these little league little plays that I just couldn't for the life of me stand. And me and my dad would be just cursing at the TV, watching it happen. Derrick Henry runs the ball down their throat the first half. He doesn't even get a touch the second half. This happened in the playoffs. This is exactly why they didn't move forward. And now that we don't have that ego-ridden just bullshit, no other way to call it than that, they're just going to call the plays that win games. There is no ego. Lamar can be Lamar. Derrick Henry can be Derrick Henry. The wide receivers can block. They can catch a cute little pass here and there, but they are run first. And I really believe that that's where the identity is going to be with the Ravens this season. And that's what's going to win them games. And they're not going to give it up once they make the playoffs, because I do believe that they are going to make the playoffs, and they're not just going to abandon the run game entirely.
All right. I feel you. Good to have you back, Ash. I love hearing this. This is fantastic.
Well said.
Well said. I know, guys. Hey, I know we got to keep moving, guys. We're going to keep moving here. 2-0 for the Baltimore Ravens at this point in the season, but a big one around the corner. Ravens at the Cowboys. Now, you might have mixed feelings on this Cowboys team, as do I. Mine are more just kind of they overrated bums. George Pickens overrated. Dak overrated. Everybody overrated. Jerry Jones stupid. That's all I got for you. But you guys might be a little bit more up in the air about this game. We see these high-scoring games. What was it, 40-point average the Cowboys had there about 2 years ago when playing at home. So we can expect this to be a shootout. We can expect Lamar to know what's coming around the corner here. Ashley, I don't know if you saw the video of Trey Hendrickson doing the pad work, but it was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. So he better get those white boy feet going if he wants to get to Dak Prescott here in this one. Ravens at Cowboys. I'm going 3-0 painfully as a Steelers fan. Ashley, is this a win in Dallas?
Yeah, this should be – I'm not really skeptical. I think that this is going to be a Ravens win by a large margin here. I'm not afraid of the Cowboys. I think Lamar, he has still an insane record against NFC teams, so I'm really not worried here. The Cowboys have missed their window for any type of playoff Super Bowl hopes here. Dak Prescott, you and I kind of have the same opinion here of where he's at in the league, and I just don't think that this is a game that's really going to trip up the Ravens.
Seth, are we sweeping here?
Yeah, I think we're sweeping. But I will add, this will be the Jesse Minter roll call game. I'll put it like that. This is where he puts a high-octane offense in the freezer. Because I think this defense, as much as it pains me to say this, but I have love for Jesse Minter for what he did at Michigan. Thank you for my national championship, but this defense is about to be something crazy and very underrated too. Like, no one's really talking about what Jesse Minter is bringing to this defense or this Ravens team and his philosophy and all that. This is probably going to be statistically a top 5, maybe top 3 defense at the end of the year. So,
whoa, let's.
Riggs, I'm telling you right now,
3 is crazy, bro.
I'm telling you right now, it's about to get spooky, and it pains me to say that, but it's about to get bad.
Ashley, I got to ask you, do you think – I'll even give you 2 more spots. Do you think this is a top 5 defense, Ashley, by the end of the year?
Top 5, yes, and I think that's pretty easy. Top 3, I might listen because
the Rams, Ravens, Seahawks. That's it. Period.
Texans
will be 4, but
Broncos
5.
Steelers.
Don't make me say it.
You're just having him count off.
No, bro, Seth, these are off top, bro. I can think of 4 more.
Don't make me do it,
bro. I'm telling you, I think top 10 is a fair. Where'd they finish last year defensively? Didn't they struggle pretty bad? Weren't they 27th for a lot of the year ish? And then they finished around 18 or something.
But also, to Ashley's point, a lot of BS was going on. A lot of just old man tactics were happening in that locker room. And Jesse Minter is about to come in there. He's young. He knows he knows how to relate. He knows how to get teams to understand the scheme. I mean, if we go back to what he's done with the Chargers, he's took them from a bottom tier team on defense to probably one of the last year to a top 10 team last year. So, and on top of that, they didn't have the type of talent that the Ravens have on defense. So, I'm just saying.
I will agree to disagree, but I know we got to keep moving. I don't hate it. I don't hate top 10. I think they should be a top 10 defense if you look at their defense, 100%. Yeah. Top 3, no. Top 5 would be a very successful year. Look, Ashley, you and I were probably the 2 highest people I've ever met, including meeting myself, when it came to what was going down in Seattle. And we said Mike McDonald was going to be that dude. He was going to change that around. They were going to be that team. I don't even know if we knew it was going to happen as fast as it happened with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because the Sam Darnold question mark. But we believed in him. I'm not going to go that far on Minter, but I know that it's kind of that same feeling of this guy can really take a team that's pretty good and just make them good and get rid of all this old BS that's going on. So we'll see what happens. But
another Michigan man that you just named, another guy that that elevated the landscape of the NFL's defense. So, I'm just putting
Fair
that
enough.
out there.
I'm just Michigan man. Had to bring up Michigan man. I get it. I get it. All right, 3-0 guys. We can go ahead and run through this one at the Ravens. Titans at Ravens. Unless one of you guys has Cam Ward walking in here and pulling off an upset on a blazing hot Ravens team at this point. Are we good to say 4-0?
Yeah.
Okay. Ravens at Falcons. Now we kind of just shit on the Falcons, to be fair, just a few minutes ago, but it's October 11th. They haven't lost yet in our books. It's on the road. It's in prime time. It's a scary spot here for Baltimore. This is a game, Ashley. This is a spot that I feel like Lamar does kind of let us down in pretty often. This primetime game on the road in a game he should win. Doesn't always go well, Ashley. Is it 5-0 or is this the hiccup?
This is 5-0. And I think that at this point in the season, I know it is going to drive AFC North fans crazy if they're undefeated through this point, because I know that subcategory of Ravens fans is going to be calling for Lamar to have his MVP. They're going to be saying he's MVP so far. And I think that this performance is only going to solidify it. And I understand that these are not very difficult teams that they are, well, on paper, that they're going up against. But again, we just talked about the NFC South, and I'm not very high on the Falcons whatsoever. It doesn't matter to me if it's prime time or not. I think they walk in and they get another win.
Doesn't matter if it's prime time or not. Seth, do you have, as a Steelers fan who's watched Lamar play in prime time probably a few too many times, do you have faith in him in this spot?
I do. As much as I'm a Steelers fan, I can be a realist, and I do like Lamar a lot. So I think he gets it done. This is not even a game, honestly. Ravens big.
Well, y'all better hope that top 3 defense shows up, because Bijan Robinson gonna be here on October 11th at 8:20 p.m. So
trust, Jesse Minter has definitely already scouted Bijan way before this. Trust.
Well, watch out then. His boy Tyler Algier be sneaking out the bushes. Come get your ass. So, be careful. But no, I'm right there with you guys. Look, I want to say 5-0, but Ashley, you just kind of alluded to it. I just got a feeling they're going to find a way to screw one of these up. I don't know which one it's going to be, but it would be very Baltimore of them to drop one of these first 5, even though arguably they really shouldn't. But at the Colts could be a loss, at the Cowboys could be a loss, and at the Falcons could be a loss. There is a world that they're 2-3. They could be 2-3. It shouldn't happen.
The Cowboys game that they drew, to me.
Yeah.
At this point, but everything else is all dubs.
Okay. Well, hey, we're 5-0 across the board right now, so we're going to keep on rolling here. We got the Ravens at the Browns. Now, Ashley, here it comes. Here comes the choke spot here in Cleveland. Tough defense. Obviously, no Myles Garrett, but everyone wants to act like they don't have, a guy named Denzel Ward who just got his bag as well. By the way, if you didn't see that contract, golly, that man got paid, as he should. He's the only good player left outside of my boy Shador Sanders. So, and Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah. Shout out to Jared Woods. Shout out to Mason Graham, another Michigan guy. Shout out.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Another Michigan guy's on the roster. Look, Ashley, I got to ask you, at the Browns, do you have any fear that this is the fall spot, or is this another, let's keep moving here, 6-0 easy?
No, I don't have fear. I just know this is going to be one of those games I'm pissed off, because I think the Ravens are going to split with 2 of their division rivals. I think they're going to sweep 1. We'll get to that. But I think the Browns are one of the teams that they're going to split with, that they play twice. I think it's just going to be an annoying 1:00 game. Mark Andrews is going to drop a ball. Just something is going to happen, and it's just going to be one of those frustrating, low-scoring games. It's going to be one of the worst games on the board to watch that day. It's going to be something disgusting, like 10-6, and it's going to be the Browns just end up finishing, and then the Ravens will come back later on in the season angry and get their revenge. This is the first loss that I'll predict here.
Wow. Okay. I like it. I will say, though, I do disagree on one of the more boring games on the board. I'm excited for this game, actually. I think it's going to be really good. I think that Shador's going to have his little fun go back and forth moment with Lamar Jackson. I do think both defenses look pretty good, but I think there's more. You said 10-6, and I totally see where you're coming from. But I just feel like this is like actually like a game, like a 21-17. Yeah, not like high scoring per se, but I think it's going to kind of be as back and forth, quite a few kicking moments. Both quarterbacks have their moment. I could see both running backs scoring in this game. Like, it's going to be a fun one. I just think the Ravens are more put together here. So I am going to go 6-0, but personally, I'm getting sicker by the minute as we're doing this show as a Steelers fan. So Seth, are you going to join me, or are we going the other way?
I'm going to join you. I'm with you. I'm getting sick as I say 6-0, but I want to throw this caveat in here. I think Todd Monken, the new head coach for the Browns, is going to have a lot to say when they come into town. So I think this is going to be a lot closer than what we think. And like you said, Ashley, you said 10-6. I'll go maybe like a 13-10, maybe 14-10. But it is going to be an ugly game. But I do think Todd Monken, makes his presence felt and be like, hey, remember me, your old OC?
Yeah.
So.
And honestly, I was one of the few people who, before Jesse Minter was really at the forefront of the hiring process, I was even throughout the Ravens season last year being like, just give the job to Todd. Just give Todd the job. I'll be happy with it. So I am happy that he ended up getting a head coach job somewhere. He really did deserve that with all the work that he put in with the Ravens. A lot of the success that they did have was in part because of him. So happy for Todd, but if they end up beating them, I'll be ecstatic too. I think realistically, this is probably the one they struggle with the most.
Got it.
All right. Well, we got a fun one right around the corner here, guys. It's the Bengals matchup. Now, this one is going down in Baltimore on October 25th, 1 p.m. game. So we didn't get a primetime game out of this, which is a little bit of a letdown because we have to watch the Cowboys play in primetime like every third week. And here we are. We don't get a Ravens-Bengals game with a potential 6-0 Ravens team. It's just kind of gross. But anyway, let's take a look here at this one. Obviously, we have to assume Joe Burrow's healthy and everything's going all right over there in Cincinnati. We're all shocked that Zach Taylor is the only AFC North coach still standing from last year, which don't get me going down my rabbit hole. But that said, this one in Baltimore, Seth, I want to come to you first because you and I are still looking for our first loss of this season. Is this going to be the one?
Absolutely not. I'm not. We already know I am not high on the Bengals whatsoever, and I think that picture you put up is very fitting to what is going to happen in this game.
Yep.
But no, definitely expect a high scoring game in this because there's no other way to win for the Bengals but to score. But give me the Ravens. I think it's going to be very sad for Mr. Burrow.
Always got to be mentioning the Cowboys. Stop hating. Yeah, bro. Look, I can't. It's in my blood. It's just who I am. So I apologize, not in advance, but in advance for the next one. So that said, Ashley, you said they're splitting with two teams in the North this season, and they are sweeping the other one. So is this the split, the second split, or is this going to be the sweep team?
It's the sweep. I am just so used to the Ravens just dogging the Bengals, and I'm not impressed with anything that the Bengals have done. Like you just said, Zach Taylor, by some miracle, still has his job. I really expected him to be fired when John and then Mike Tomlin were both gone. He really, realistically, should have been gone way before either of them were ever gone from their teams. But regardless, you're only as good as your best coach. That's just something that I believe on your teams. And I just don't see how the Bengals, Carson Palmer said it. He said after that Super Bowl loss, they're never getting back to the Super Bowl or really any playoff success until they fix that O-line. They fix everything that is wrong with the front office and that team. And guess what? They haven't done it. So I really don't think that this is just going to be their breakout year. I don't believe in the Bengals. I think they're going to underperform what a lot of people are expecting. And I think this division is really going to come down to the Ravens and Steelers. I really don't think it's any competition with the Ohio teams.
Yeah, like it always does. Let me add
exactly.
that. And
yeah, I was going to say that's probably not the popular pick, though, guys. To be honest with you, we all say that, and honestly, I think our takes are much. I'll use the. I think the public's a lot more casual in their takes there, because as people who are in the AFC North and we watch it and we care about this division so much, this whole allure that the Bengals are this like threatening team because they made it to a Super Bowl one year on a random chance and lost, by the way. They're still being looked at as that team, and it doesn't really make sense of why. But anyway, we all like Joe Burrow. We like him as a person. We all kind of pull for, even us. I think we all pull for Joe, but none of us are like, fuck Joe Burrow. Like, we don't feel that way about him. But he's not healthy. They don't win games. Yeah, his stats look good because they paid 2 receivers and then paid no one else any other money. So they did that. Obviously, Trey Hendrickson is gone at this point. So there's just a lot of things that you look at and you're like, why are we supposed to believe that this is a 10, 11, 12 win Bengals team? I'm right there with you guys. I can't get there. But I will say, I think that is in the minority, because I have seen almost, I'll say 75% of people think that the Ravens and Bengals are the top 2 teams in this division, not the Steelers.
I'll say, let me take that back. I said this was going to be a high scoring game. This is about to be another masterclass for Jesse Minter, and definitely, Bengals head coach. I just lost his name just now.
Zach Taylor.
He's about to just look dumbfounded on the sideline, like, oh,
he always does. He's like,
but yeah, he's going to be like, oh my God, what did I just run into?
How'd they do that?
Yeah, masterclass by Jesse Minter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all better be right about Jesse Minter. Hey, I like him too. Honestly, I think it's a good hire, bro. But all right,
telling you, bro.
All right, man. We're gonna see how Harbaugh does in New York as well. So that's very interesting too. But anyway, this is a really tough game for me to call personally. I do feel like the Bengals have a better chance that you guys are giving them here in this one. I do like the defense better for Baltimore. I do like the offense, I think, better for Baltimore, but it's still kind of early in the year for the Bengals. When it comes to the full record prediction, guys, I've been too nice. I can't get to 7-0. I can't do it. So I have to go Cincinnati here in a high-scoring game. Jesse Minter does not get it done here in this one, and I don't know if it's a Tyler Loop miss or an Evan McPherson make, but this one comes down to a field goal, and I think it goes Cincinnati's way. So I got to go with Cincinnati here. The undefeated season comes to an end. But Seth still has them undefeated. Ashley has them with 1 loss. I have them with 1 loss. So things are starting to heat up a little bit here in the AFC North for the Ravens. But let's get into it because it only gets harder. You got the Ravens at the Bills here in this one, November 1st, 1 p.m. Eastern. I will just go first here, and I will go quickly. Give me Josh Allen and the boys up there in New York. 2 losses in a row for Baltimore. This is where the wheels start falling off. Ashley said those Ravens fans on Twitter are coming out. Well, here they come. 2 in a row go down after all the hype to start the year. Look, going to Buffalo, you guys will very rarely hear me take any team in Buffalo to beat Buffalo. They lose sometimes, but I'm not taking them to lose. I just think that they're better. I like Josh Allen better as a quarterback. And even though I have fear in the Bills defense, I think that offensively they're going to find success here. And said Jesse Minter can do what he wants to do here, bro. But I think containing the mix of James Cook and Josh Allen with the deep ball in Buffalo, it's just too much to handle here coming off a loss. So give me the Bills. Ashley, what do you got?
It hasn't gotten that cold yet. It's not going to be snowstorm in Buffalo just yet. So I'm going to roll with the Ravens here because again, I'm just high on this coaching staff. I don't think we're going to have a repeat of where they just let up 20 unanswered points. I don't think that is going to be the story here. I think it might be relatively lower scoring. I think a lot of people are going to hype up this game to be, 2 MVP candidates at this point in the season, Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry versus James Cook. I think it's going to be a little lower scoring just because both teams are really going to go out there and try to win this one just for their fan bases, for the arguments on Twitter at this point in the season. But I'm going to go Ravens. I just really can't go Bills on this one, especially it's a random 1:00 game. It's not in prime time. Stakes are relatively low, and I think the Ravens have a really good season start to the season at this point. I think that they have recovered from their little fluke loss against the Browns, if that's the case. Big win against the Bengals. They're going to come in very prepared against the Bills.
Seth, we are looking for a loss, my man. Can you find it here in this one?
Yes, I'm seeing a couple losses coming up. So the L train is getting ready to leave the station. Give me the Bills. Yes, I think Josh Allen is. I mean, we getting to piss Josh Allen this year, so I think he's going to definitely be on a tear once the season kicks back up. And I mean, we just know what to expect from Josh Allen at this point. Nothing less than greatness. So give me the Bills.
Bring the air. Ashley, sorry, that was the Steelers fans coming out of us there just for 2 seconds. All right, guys, back to it. Baltimore Ravens playing great this year. All right, here we go. Jaguars at the Ravens here. Prime time, November 5th, Thursday night football. Just 4 days later after traveling to Buffalo and, according to Ashley, getting a win. According to Seth and I, losing that one. You got the Jags coming to town. Not too far to travel for the Jags, but we've all seen their struggles on the road. It is in prime time where Lamar Jackson sometimes struggles. So, Ashley, what's going down here? You and I think, respect Trevor Lawrence more than the average human being. How's this one go?
Yeah, I actually really like Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. I was rooting for them since I didn't have a team in the playoffs. I was actually rooting for the Jaguars to do better than they did. Unfortunately, it didn't play out like that for them. And I think that they're going to be a pretty decent team. I think that they could very well surprise some people within that division. They could even win that division. But that's a different conversation, different show. I want to say it's going to be close, but I also just have to give the Ravens their credit. I like the Jaguars. I really do. I like Trevor Lawrence. I really do. It really has nothing to do with their shortcomings. I just think at this point in the season, the Ravens are a better team. They're at home, prime time. I have to take the Ravens here, and I think it's going to be another win for them.
Seth, how we doing?
I second that motion with Ashley. I think this is a win for the Ravens, but it is closer than what people are going to expect. So give me the Ravens, though.
Wow, no time wasted. Okay. Am I going to give them 3 L's in a row? Like I almost want to.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised though if they did catch a L in this game.
Man, I'm high on the Jags. People are fading them so hard. But I can't go three losses in a row. Lamar's got to win. He's got to win some of these primetime games that I'm kind of talking crap about him on. So I do think at home here, I got to give it to him. Ashley said it. It's not too cold. It's still a threat. And you know what, Ashley? Since you Ravens fans like to give that boy Mark Andrews crap, I never hear you guys say good things. It's always some kind of joke about how he's going to drop something when it matters most. Well, this game, he catches one when it matters most. I think Mark Andrews is the hero in this one. I don't know if it's 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, a game-winning touchdown. It just feels like he's going to be a big target here. And honestly, I think they're going to have to, because I think Derrick Henry's going to struggle more than people think against this Jags defense. They're good at filling in. They got a decent linebacker core back there that can fill in. Lamar's going to have to air it out. And if it's one of those Lamar games in primetime, I'm worried it's like 10-3 Jags at halftime. And then I think the Ravens got their backs against the wall. So we'll see what happens. But the Ravens getting a win here in primetime on November 5th. Then the Chargers in primetime. Luckily, a nice little 10, 11-day gap here. This one also in Baltimore. So you get a 10-day break and you don't go anywhere. So a really nice game here November 16th. Seth, we're coming to you first because you're a little too nice to this Chargers team that, by the way, Chargers people remind me of the Bengals people. They're the same delusional mass. We're better than ever. We're not as good as everybody thinks we are. Oh, but we have this great quarterback. He doesn't do nothing. Okay. Anyway, Seth, we're coming to you. This better be a Chargers win because I've been hearing you talking crazy about this Chargers team.
It definitely is. Well, I'll start with this. One, this is going to be a protege to the master and the protege kind of conversation that we're about to have. Jim Harbaugh coming down to Baltimore, about to show Jesse Minter what it really is to be a head coach in the NFL. I also like the coordinator matchup in this. I think is it Mike McDaniels? Am I saying that for the yes, Mike McDaniels. I am super, super high on this hire that the Chargers made. And I think this is actually going to be a very good chess game between Minter and McDonald. But Justin Herbert, I think this is the time we are going to see him flourish and just be that guy. And give me the Chargers in this win.
7 years in.
Just like
this is his time.
That was my when I was going to get to. Hold on. Time out. Terrible organization, terrible front office, top to bottom, injuries.
What are you talking about, bro?
What you mean? They had to bring in Harbaugh to make everything right. We're acting like that didn't take place. Come on now.
Yes. You're never going to catch me on a show giving any Harbaugh any credit. And I really don't think Justin Herbert is going to go in there and embarrass the hell out of the Chargers. I think it's going to be a blowout. Absolutely. I think it's going to be a Ravens blowout.
Can't be.
See, that's what I'm talking about, though. This is what I mean. And that's how I think people view it. Like, you're either high on this Chargers team or you're not. And I do. Seth, bro.
Too crazy.
Well, here's the problem with Herbert, bro. Y'all been hyping this dude up since he fucking got to the NFL from Oregon. Ever since that moment, it's been, bro, Justin Herbert's so good, bro. Justin Herbert. And all of a sudden he's gonna have one good year with two head coaches, one of which is his offensive freaking coordinator, who by the way is gone next year because he's gonna get a new job. He's going to the Cardinals. That's my take for you there. Or the Falcons. But anyway, I do feel like this Justin Herbert train needs to stop because they're going to finally win because they're putting so much around him. And then they're going to be like, what we've been saying. It's like, bro, 7 years of being ass doesn't like make up for it because you win 11 games. No one cares. You're supposed to, bro.
Like, it's not. We're acting like this has been his fault on why they have been asked.
Okay, but
have you seen his stats, Seth? Have you seen him trying to cut his veins? He got zero ice in his veins.
He has not had a running game whatsoever. Please tell me the most relevant wide receiver
Austin
he has.
Eckler.
You talking about his?
They have prime Austin Eckler.
No,
don't do that shit.
Austin Eckler was only one. He only had 1 year of that, and he got injured during that year. I don't know. No. And then I swear I was not trying to do this, but yes, we always put Justin Herbert on the pedestal, but we really got to look at what Josh Allen has done too, because we put this on a totally different
quarterback
scale.
You want?
They're the same, honestly. They're the same.
Okay.
They're the same.
Yeah, Ashley, I'm with you.
Okay, no, I think a better comparison in my mind too, because you brought up front office and team, which is fair. That's a fair argument to say, is that there's not a lot of money that they pour into the team. However, I think in a similar team situation, Joe Burrow has done more with the Bengals with the same problem of no money funneling in. Horrible front office since the origin of the Bengals. But at least he made it to a Super Bowl. And at least he has comeback player of the year. He's had some accolades. Justin Herbert has what if? What if all of this played out perfectly? Then what?
I will concede to that. Yes, he does not have the accolades, but the talent,
What talent, bro? What talent,
what do you mean?
Seth? He's so average, bro.
Come on, man.
He does.
We're acting like he cannot sit on one. Granted, I don't know this for sure, but we're acting like this man does not have a rocket for an arm compared to everybody else that we talk about, like the Lamars, like the Josh Allens, like the Joe Burrows. We're acting like this dude is not
a top 3 quarterback. Is he a top 3 quarterback?
No, but he's a top 10
top 5 quarterback.
But my problem too with him, like arm strength, yes, but the thing is Lamar has the accuracy and Josh Allen has the playmaking ability of he will do any and
more
everything
power.
to score.
So does Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is a very good
But
runner.
not as much. Like, I just don't think that
No.
I am not as high as on Josh Allen as the average person. That's just the Ravens fan in me. I have to take that stance.
Fair.
But
I am.
I do
Yeah.
think he is
I
like
like Josh.
an edge better than Justin Herbert. Like, I'm not willing to give Justin Herbert
That is
that.
the same person.
Well, an edge
if we
is
strip away the
crazy.
names-
It's not
if we-
even. There is a
If we
gap.
strip away the names, I promise you that is the same person back to back.
Seth, it's so simple. I just asked you it. I just
What?
said, is Herbert top 3? You said no. Is he top 5? The answer is no. Is Josh Allen top 5? If you
I
say
said
no,
I
you
said
are like,
Herbert's top 5. I would make an argument for Justin Herbert to be 5,
Put
but
him on the
10
list.
is where he really would be at.
is he number 5? Or is he 4? Where is he?
I put him 5.
Where's
Bottom 5.
Allen?
Allen's top 3.
Is he 3?
Yeah.
To be fair, that I feel like that's my top 3 too. I feel like Josh Allen is 3. So
Yeah, he's 3.
I mean,
I'll
that's
give
fair.
Seth that.
That's fair. I won't argue that. I think he's 2, but I won't argue that. That's fine. Herbert is not a top 5 quarterback, Seth.
Bro, I'm telling
Seth.
you right now. If we take
So this
the
whole
names-
like they're the same guy
Yeah,
thing,
side
bro,
by
we're
side,
gonna
these
move on,
are
but that is the
same
biggest joke I've ever heard in my life.
I'm-
If you
Hey,
said
man,
right now, Riggs, who do you want to be the next quarterback of the Steelers? Do you want Josh Allen or Herbert? It's not even a question.
I'm
It's
mad.
not even.
Yes, I would take
in the
Allen
com-
by a hair, but I would not. You would not hear me cry about getting Justin Herbert because I know
I would
what
cry.
he can do.
I would cry.
I would not
I
shed
would
a
cry.
one tear.
Bro, his biggest win is Madison Beer. He's won nothing, Seth. What does he have, bro?
So
He has nothing.
let me
I'm
ask
over it.
you:
I'm over it.
Does it really matter? Do quarterbacks really need to win MVPs to really solidify a great talent? Because there's a
He
lot of
hasn't won
great.
anything. It's not about MVPs. Where's he gone? How
That's
deep's he
That's
gone?
my point, though. That's my point. We can base someone's greatness without the MVPs and accolades, and be like, "Wow, he was still a good player at the end of the day, despite whatever he had around him." But
Good player. That's the most I'll give you. He is
Wow.
a good player.
you
And
gotta-
honestly,
you gotta-
the fact that he can't clutch with the ball in his hand with 2 minutes to go pisses me off more than the entire rest of the conversation. If they have to score a
That's the
touchdown,
Harbaugh
they will
issue
lose.
too.
They will lose. So, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
with you. But look at like Dicker, though. Dicker can hit from 65. So let's not give Herbert credit. If they're down 4, Seth, they lose. Watch. It's going to happen all year long. Anyway.
Give me the Chargers. Give me the Chargers.
You guys both had an interesting thing. Ashley said Minter way out coaches Harbaugh. You said Harbaugh gets his lick with McDaniel on Minter. This is interesting because it's kind of like Minter has to prove to him, hey, I took your little bro's job. Now I'm going to beat your ass, right? And on the other side, Harbaugh's like, this one's for my brother. So, like, I don't know which side I'm on in this one. I'm leaning towards Harbaugh, but there's no way I'm taking Justin Herbert. You got to be kidding me. So give me Lamar Jackson and the boys there in Baltimore. We're moving on through here. Sorry for the derailing, guys. We had
Hey,
to do
I
it.
just want us to remember this moment when this game comes around.
Oh, me too, Seth.
And talk
Me
about it.
too. Every year I tell people Herbert ain't going to be that dude, and every year it seems, I don't know how it happens. I'm just right about it. It's just the weirdest thing. But anyway, all right, we're moving on here. We got the Ravens at the Panthers, and unless one of you has an upset, we're giving them a win. Are we good?
Yeah, that's fair. I think
So-
it might be closer than people think, but still Ravens win.
Okay. Fair. Ravens at the Texans here, November 29th. Not a primetime game. Shocking. But this is going to be gross to me. I think CJ's going to be really struggling. It's going to be ugly performance from him. I think Lamar's struggling because how good that Texans defense is. One of you, Ashley, you said 10-6 earlier in the show on one of those games. I'm right about there. This might be a 1st to 17. I'm going to say 1st to 21. And that's probably being generous here. So give me the better kicker, even though I'm not as high on them as everybody else. Give me Kaimi Fairbairn to be the hero here in this one. I got 3 or 4 field goals for him. I think Lamar struggles. and the Ravens drop one. Got to score at the end. That he has his Herbert moment. He has the ball and he doesn't get it done. So there you go. Ashley, what do you got?
Well, I don't know that that's how it's going to end, but I do think that this is where, because I think I only have one loss at this point, this is where the second loss comes into play. This Texans defense is the real deal. We saw it all last season, and I really think that they're only going to continue to be just that dominant in the AFC especially. So I think this is going to be one of those little off Ravens games, especially since they're feeling really good about themselves. They've got a couple primetime wins under their belt. I think this random 1 o'clock game against the Texans is really where they're going to get their second loss here.
Seth, how we doing? Bounce back?
Nah, this is good. Even though Jesse Minter is going to put CJ Stroud in a blender once again, like he did in Michigan and Ohio State, I love to bring that back up. But nah, the Texans will get this win, and I'm with you, Riggs. It comes down to a field goal. Fairbairn gets it done.
All right, guys, there you go. Fairbairn, the hero in this one. Then we're moving, and we're getting into the thick of it here. Ravens gotta win these big ones, man. You got the Buccaneers at the Ravens. By the way, don't know if you guys saw it. I missed this right before the show, but we were talking about the Bucs earlier. It might slightly hinder my take, but I'm still with the Bucs to win the division. But Vita Vea is on his way to Seattle as a Seahawk.
Wow.
So that's very interesting.
Yeah, that's big.
That's real big.
I'm surprised that they would let him go, and vice versa. Mike McDonald and that front office just don't miss. I don't know what's going on, but everyone's fading that Seahawks team this year, and he's saying, whoa, pump the brakes. We're here to stay. The LA who? Matt who? Yeah, anyway, I'm right there with you. But
say the name.
Going to debate.
Say the name. Say the Rams. The LA Rams.
I ain't saying that name. Oh, the NFC, the NFC losers. Yeah, that's cool. I'm down for that one. But anyway, Bucks at Ravens. I'm gonna go with the Ravens here in this one. Not gonna go too deep on it, but as high as I am on Baker Mayfield this year, I just think that Lamar should have his way with this defense. Todd Bowles. Seth, you said put him in a blender. I think he could have his moments, but this feels like a Derrick Henry game to me, like a big one. And so I'm going to go with Derrick Henry's the hero here. So give me the Ravens. Ashley, where are you going?
I'm going Ravens too. Again, Lamar against NFC teams. I can't count it out. We went down the rabbit hole of the NFC South. I'm not as high on the Bucks as some other people might be. I just don't see. I think it might be a little higher scoring. I think the Bucks might be able to get a couple touchdowns in this game, but it's not going to matter. I think some of those touchdowns are even going to come in garbage time where the Ravens are just so far ahead that it doesn't matter.
Seth, you're the decider, man, or the sweeper, I should say.
It's a sweep. Give me the Ravens. I don't think this is relatively. I mean, let me not say relatively close, but it's a game. But give me the Ravens.
All right. Well. We got a fun one around the corner, guys, because that famous Steelers-Ravens matchup is around the corner. We all know everybody wants to take the Ravens in these games, but they just, if you look at history, it just doesn't go their way when they play this Pittsburgh Steelers team. So I'm going to not talk. Seth's going to not talk. Ashley, we're going to let you get up in here and say what you got to say. Because you, I think, have to convince the people why your team is going to win this game, and then we will do the same. So Ravens at Steelers, December 20th, 1 p.m. Eastern. Ridiculous time, by the way. But anyway, Ashley, what do you got?
Like, what a joke. Steelers, Browns, Bengals, back to back to back. Like, I know what you guys were doing when you built the schedule. It's fine. It's whatever. I said they would split with the Steelers. I think the Ravens take this first one. I think the second one is where they're going to get tripped up with the Steelers. But if I'm going to make a case, I'm not high on Aaron Rodgers. This is his last season. He's made a big deal out of it. Said he asked his wife if it was okay that he came back and played. She said it's fine. Wife said it's fine that he comes back and plays. So I'm not high on Aaron Rodgers. I think he's had a couple stinker games thus far, but I think they're going to turn it up when they play the Ravens. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be ugly. I think there's going to be a chance of somebody getting ejected on either side. I think there's going to be some fights, but Ravens take the first game, Steelers take the second.
Seth, this is a photo that we enjoy when we see it, my man. If you don't know what this is, folks, Tyler Loop here, AFC division on the line, playoffs on the line, and he just pushes that thing just 33 yards. What was it, to the right? I think. Oh yeah, to the right. Beautiful kick, by the way, as a kicker, I must say, just phenomenal work. But that said, Seth, is this a win for Pittsburgh, or are you scared here as a Pittsburgh fan on December 20th?
Let me get a drink out my my Steelers cup real quick. That tasted like a victory. My bad. Of course, This is a dub at home. Come on, man. Anytime the Ravens like to come to Pittsburgh, they just get frazzled. Yes, I know Mike Tomlin. He is the Raven whisperer and definitely the Lamar whisperer when it comes to playing at home. But come on, man. Steelers get the dub at home. But I am with Ashley. I think we do split this, unfortunately. But give me the Steelers at the crib.
Okay. I'm right there with you. I do believe, Ashley, I do believe the wife thing. I don't know what it is, but I actually believe deep down, I do believe he is. I do think he does have a wife. And now, knowing Aaron, it would be funny when he comes out and he's like, I was just fucking with y'all. I ain't got a wife. Like when it's all over, he totally could say that. But he also is private. He likes to be private. Like I gotta respect that he probably is married. But anyway, I do believe this is it, no matter what happens, which is sad because this is going to go well. I think him and Mike McCarthy being back together, as we all know, I'm probably the biggest Mike Tomlin fan you're ever going to find. I'm heartbroken by it, but I think that this fits. I think it makes sense, and I do think Mike McCarthy is going to have him going here. We got rid of Arthur Smith. God bless America. We can finally go offense for offense with the Ravens, in my opinion, in this game. This isn't going to have to be like, if the Steelers give up more than 17, it's over. I don't think so. I think this is going to be a pretty good shootout here, running game for run game. Sure, you can go ahead and say, Derrick Henry's the difference here. Yeah, but look at running backs like JT. Look at one of the matchups last year. They can stuff the run. If this comes down to quarterback versus quarterback, give me Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Ashley, I'm sorry, but there's no world I'd ever take Tyler Loop over Chris Boswell. It's just never going to happen. But he missed the PAT. I don't give a shit. It didn't even matter. So it's all good. Anyway, Steelers to get this one done. I'm not going to give my take on the second game yet, but yes, not getting swept by the Ravens. We can go ahead and say that much. And then we got the Browns at the Ravens. Does anybody have the Browns winning this one?
No, this is an easy bounce back Ravens win.
It's great. It's crazy that I'm about to say they're by a sweep. Two teams out of our division, but yeah, it's a dub for me. But
okay, I'm right there with you. Then New Year's Eve, prime time. It's about time, folks, that we got one of these good AFC North games in prime time, 8:15 p.m. I don't care about partying. Who needs $100 at the club to drink some champagne? I'm gonna be at home on my couch watching this game right here. But anyway, at Cincinnati, Ashley, how's this one go?
Listen, I take New Year's Eve very seriously. I love watching the ball drop. I love just staying in. And what better that I get to watch my team on New Year's Eve. And even better, I get to watch them beat the Bengals again. What better way to bring in the new year than handing the Bengals another loss? And at this point in the season, I know Bengals fans are going to be doing the math on how to be in the hunt for the wild card. Completely eliminated, they're done.
Solidified, stamped.
Yep.
Stamped. I'm with Ashley on this one. I think it is another depressing depressing new year going into the new year for the Bengals. Ravens get an easy win. Easy win.
All right. This whole easy win thing. Interesting.
It's scary, bro. as much as I'm looking at their schedule, I'm like, how did they get blessed with this schedule? But
do y'all not know that the Bengals win these late season games and then fall short? This is
Not
what
against
they
the
do.
Ravens.
hey, I went to the Bengals and Ravens game. What was that? 2 years ago when they went to overtime, double overtime, and I thought it was over with and then Derrick Henry broke off that big run down the sideline. So yes, I understand that the Bengals like to make it frisky and scrap a little bit, but they don't got it. They don't got this.
I got to go with the 1-1 split here. Give me Cincinnati on New Year's Eve. It's sick. It's gross. But you know what else happens on New Year's Eve? Everybody thinks that it's the year of getting rich the next year. Next year's my year. I get all my money. Well, that's going to start with you losing a parlay at about 11 p.m. because the Ravens are going to be the parlay killer that week. Unfortunately, I got to go with Cincinnati here. I don't like it. And honestly, I think the running back room here for the Baltimore should play a factor, should be the difference. But if it's not snowing and it's not, bad footing out there and the wind ain't going 25 miles an hour, this favors Joe Burrow in this game in the cold, I think, in my opinion. So I don't know. We're going to see what happens, but I'm going to go Cincinnati and a gross one. I'm going to go kind of high scoring. Give me 31-24. Just a shootout, who can catch up to who, and I just think the Ravens just run out of time. I don't think they look bad. They just run out of time. So we'll see what happens there. But finally, Ashley, you got a little break here. You might need it after that last loss to the Steelers. Before January 10th in Baltimore, season on the line. Ashley, how's this one end?
Well, this time around, it's not going to be season on the line. I feel like it might be for division, but with just 4 losses that I have at this point, I don't think it's going to be about the division. So if the Steelers end up sweeping the Ravens, it is simply because they are not starting their starters because they've already clinched the AFC North. So I'm going to actually, you know what? I might say that the Steelers sweep just for that reason where it doesn't even matter.
Real quick, Ash, let me just throw it out there. On these schedule shows, we have been doing them as if every team is playing their starters every game without injuries, no matter the case at the end of the year. So if they're both playing, let's just say, Ash, they're both 9-8. Winner goes, loser goes home. What happens?
The Ravens redeem themselves, of course, because it's not going to come down to Tyler Luke. They are going to score enough at this point in the game. They're going to just be confident in themselves as a team at this point. Not up to their old ways. New regime. They got it.
Seth, can we sweep these boys, Seth?
No.
Please?
Sadly, no. Sadly, no. Give me the Ravens. I do think even though, yes, they may be clinching the division or they may be resting players, I still don't like us going to Baltimore. We never really turn out how I want us to be during that time when we make that trip. So give me the Ravens.
Guys, sportsforummedia.com, by the way. Check out that article by Greg Andrews up now for you. He's got his own predictions in there. Some bold takes, I must say, that article. So make sure you guys give it a look. But that said, Ashley, it's hard for me to take little bro to win this game. Like little bro punches and he fights and he kicks a little bit, but does he win ever? I don't know. My bold take of the year is that the Steelers get the sweep. Give me the Steelers on the road to beat the Ravens. Trying to take my homer out of it, but until the year comes that I'm proven wrong, I guess got to keep rolling with it. So give me the Steelers to win this one. That said, what I need from you guys right now, your final record at the end of the year, what do you got? That'll tell us where they are as a playoff team. So I want to know how deep they go in the playoffs, and their over-under on the year is 11.5 total wins, guys. So, Ashley, we'll start with you. What is the record prediction, and how deep do they go?
I think that added up to 13-4. 12-5 is like the lowest that I want to go. So I'm way on the over. Like there's just no world in which, unless something just crazy happens with injuries to some of the starters, which God forbid, we never want that to happen to any team. I'm going to go way over with the Ravens, and I even think that they win the division this year.
Okay. Do you think the over 11.5 at plus 120, by the way, is worth betting on?
You know what? I would say so, because I feel like a lot would have to go wrong with the new coaching staff and this team for them to be 10 wins, 9 wins, even at 11 wins, I feel like is pushing it. I think 12 is fair, and I'm going with 13.
Okay. 13-4. And do you feel like an AFC championship is in the books? Could this be the Lamar gets his ring year, or is this a building process?
I really think that depends on what the rest of the AFC looks like for me. I kind of want to give Jesse Minter the same grace that I was urging people to give Mike McDonald, of like, give him a couple years to settle into this team. Give him a few years to really get to know these players, really come up with something where it's foolproof they can win. And I think that he could be in the same position as McDonald, especially now that we're hearing about everything that the Seahawks are doing. They very well could go back and win another Super Bowl too. They look scary. So I think Jesse Minter, give him a couple years to settle in. But if off rip he goes to the Super Bowl, that would be insane, and I would be a very happy Ravens fan.
Fair enough. Seth, got to ask you, my man. 13-4 for Ashley. Over-under's 11.5. How we feeling?
Unfortunately, I think Ashley's right. I think the rate with that schedule that we just went through, I think the Ravens are set up very nicely to have a nice winning record. 13-4 sounds about right. I heard you guys talk about AFC Championship. This is where I'm like, all right, this is where I push the pause button on the Jesse Minter experience. I do think he will be reaching another level that he's not prepared just yet for. And he, like you mentioned, Ashley, Mike McDonald had to, get a couple of years under his belt just to figure it out and stuff like that. So this is what happens in that time frame. So I don't know, AFC maybe a berth, maybe, but I'm seeing more like divisional round exit, and then come back next year and rally the troops again.
I see the logic behind it. I can't even argue with it, because I genuinely, it's more so coming from a place of, I don't want all that pressure and expectations on Jesse Minter. I'll give him grace. I believe that he could do it. If he really locks in, I think he could do it. But I'm also not the person who's going to put all of that on him and then be pissed off when something doesn't go our way in the playoffs. I don't think ultimately it's going to come down to it being his fault if they do exit in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ashley, I can see the 13-4. I think you're giving them their ceiling, but that's fair, because in the Steelers show, I'll be doing the same shit. So I'm going to just accept it for what it is. Okay. Now, what I did say when we opened the show, and I got to stick to that, is I did say the under, to me, is the best bet on the board. So it's 11.5. I'm going 11-6 here. Does that mean they're a playoff team? Yes. Does it mean they probably win the division? Yeah, I think so. At 11-6, it's going to be close. But that said, are they Super Bowl team? If Josh Allen's as bad as Seth says he is.
Hold on, well, we're twisting my words. Twisting my words. I never said that.
Justin sucks, and you said they're right there.
They are
so
very
I can only fill in the gap.
They are very comparable to each other. I did not say Josh Allen sucks.
Yeah, he caught me there. But y'all know what I'm saying. Anyway, point is, I do think that Ashley, it's kind of one of those years to go get it. At least go get the AFC. It feels like it could be there. Everyone's getting really, really high on this Broncos team. I'm not fully there yet. The Texans team, I'm not fully there yet. I'm not a CJ guy. The Mahomes, they're supposed to be better, but I don't think that they're back in that game yet either. Like the door's open. The Chargers are building something. Like if you're going to go get it, it's kind of time to get in there and go get it. If you're Lamar Jackson. So do I think they can? I absolutely do. I actually think I have them going deeper than you do. I just don't have them as good in the regular season, maybe as you do. Because what are they going to do? They're going to draw like a Chargers team first round. That's a very beatable team. Texans are a beatable team. If Minter has this defense as good as we think, they go quarterback for quarterback. Who's taking CJ over Lamar Jackson in a playoff game? Not me. So I don't know. I think they can go pretty deep. Are they Super Bowl champs? No, but 11-6, under 11.5 is the bet there for me. But overall, guys, that is a darn good year as a Ravens fan. If you're talking new head coach, you're going 11-6. You're competing to win the division. You're going deep in the playoffs. A hell of a lot better than how it ended last year. Shout out to my boy Tyler Luke. But that said, Ashley, it's your team. Do you have any final thoughts or things for the people here heading into 2026?
You know what? I would love to say they make the Super Bowl, and I believe they have the talent to do it. I believe they have everything working in their favor to do it. But again, I don't want to get my hopes up. I want to be a little bit realistic and say that I'm going to give Jesse Minter his grace year of him figuring it out. Great first year. I think maybe next year is their year.
Yeah, you always do that. You always give yourself that little bit of, we'll be on a Ravens show talking like a Ravens Thursday night game, and you'll be like, I'm going to say we lose that way. Maybe my night's good when they win.
Yeah.
Like, all right, that's fair. That's fair, but maybe another cake baking is in your future, Ashley. Let's hope not.
Maybe.
But we all know Ashley bakes cakes when things aren't going well with the Baltimore Ravens, or when they are. When John Harbaugh's getting fired, it's a happy moment. So I guess you never know, guys. But one more time, this article up for you now on sportsforummedia.com, Baltimore Ravens schedule predictions. Also, a billion other NFL teams, college football teams. We got MLB articles up for you now, UFC articles going up over the weekend. The list goes on, guys. So go ahead and check that out. Also, do us a favor, subscribe on the YouTube channel. We are back on it. God bless America before the season gets going. So at the Sports Forum, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you guys. And make sure to give these two a follow. Ashley Priyanka at Sports Times Ash, Mr. Seth Douglas at S&D Sports Media, myself at Rig Sports Talk, guys. The Baltimore Ravens 2026 schedule preview and predictions. They are a playoff team. They might win the division, and they might just go to the Super Bowl. Oh, I hate to say it, Ashley. I was going to end the show, but I got to ask you a quick answer. Lamar Jackson, MVP. Do we bet it or do we not, Ashley?
Sure. Why not?
Bang. Put it in, folks. We're up out of here, guys. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.
Drop a few bills and pop a few champagne bottles.